welcome to our Westside Wellbeing Pilates edition. And today is going to be a lot focused on the legs and in particular the butt. So find your way to a comfortable space, somewhere that you can move freely, you're not going to bump into anything. Try and let any distractions be gone, turn them off, close the door, don't let anything vibrate and distract you. Grab some water and let's begin. We're going to start super simple, feet hip distance apart, and we're just going to do some heel raises. So we're inhaling, coming up and lowering. If you want to have your arms out to help you with your balance, you can. We're just lifting and lowering. If you want to make it a little bit harder, you can reach the arms up towards the ceiling. And we're just going to keep going. So this is one of those movements that is quite small, doesn't feel like much is going on, but the longer that we stay with it, we get that muscle fatigue. Like a lot of what we do in Pilates, it's just small movements, repetitively done. Really starting to feel it in those calf muscles. We're going to take 10 more. You've got this. Lovely. For 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Excellent. Nice. Just start to shake that out. Circle out through the ankles. Lovely. Just going to do a little bit of stretching into the legs. So have the feet hip distance apart and just step back with one foot. I'm stepping back with the right foot, bringing the hands to the hips, and then just start to fold forwards, trying to keep the spine long and flat. You can keep the hands on the hips, maybe release the fingertips to the floor, but try and keep that spine nice and long. Maybe start to soften the forehead towards the shin. So you should feel this stretching all the way up the back of the leg. Excellent. Nice. As you inhale, bring the hands back up to the hips, step the right foot forward, and we're going to do the same thing on the other side. Step back with the opposite foot. This time it's my left foot for me. You want to have a big old distance between the front foot and the back foot, and then as you exhale, just fold forwards. Feel out that stretch. Maybe the fingertips come down, maybe the hands come down, maybe forehead to shin. Lovely. Bringing the hands up to the hip, soften into the knee, push down through the feet, come all the way up. Now, step the feet back to hip distance, and we're going to cross the left ankle on top of the right thigh, just finding your balance, and then start to bend into the hips as you fold forwards. I'll just show you that from the side as well. You can have the hands on the hips, or you could rest the hands on the shin as we just start to open up into the hip, stretch into the glute, the thigh. Breathe here. Excellent. Coming all the way up. Same thing on the other side. So the feet are hip distance, just resting. For me, the right ankle on top of the left thigh, pushing the hips back. So feeling that stretch into the outside of the thigh and the glute. Just really warming up into our legs here. Excellent, lovely, coming all the way up. Now, step the feet a little bit wider than your hips. Turn the toes out on a 45-degree angle. We're going to bend the knees. Start to slide the hips down an imaginary wall behind you, and then bring the elbows to the insides of your knees or your thighs, letting the hips sink down towards the floor. Heels are pushing down. If the hips are a little higher, it doesn't matter. Whatever's working for you today. Release the hands to the mat and start to lift the hips up. And then lower the hips back down. Come back into your squat. So again, we're just going to move with this, lifting the hips and lowering, lifting and lowering. So this is warming up into the hips, activating into the glutes, Seems like quite a simple one, but again, it's one of those ones that's just gonna creep up on us, a little bit of muscle fatigue, a little bit of overload. Lovely. Keep going. Let's take 10 more. You've got this. Remember, if you're at home, you can put some music on, work in a way that feels good for you. Let's take 5 more of these. Having your favourite tunes on, a little bit of jazziness. For 2, and for 1. Excellent. Heel toe the feet back to hip distance and just hang out here for a moment, barely resting on the thighs. You can grab hold of opposite elbows, let the head hang heavy, maybe sway left, sway right. Release the hands, push down through the feet. When you're ready, start to roll all the way up. Excellent. So, back towards the middle of your mat, feet hip distance apart. We're going to bring the hands interlace into a fist. Bend the knees, dip the hips so you're in a squat. We're going to stay low as we take side steps to the end of the mat. If you're not working on a mat, don't worry. Probably taking about 5 steps, one side to the other. But the key thing is, my knees are bent the whole time. The hips are low. My tummy is engaged. I'm breathing here. Stay low. You've got this. Excellent work. We're going to take 5 more little lengths. So this is 4, for 3, for 2, and for 1. Excellent. Release the legs, shake them out if that feels good for you. We're going to come back to do some squats in a second, but let's move on to some lunges. So, working the muscles in the legs in all these different ways. Feet at hip distance, step the right foot back again. This time we're going to come onto the ball of the right foot. Let's have hands on the hips to start off with. Have a straight back leg, bend it all the way down to the mat, and straighten. Bend and straighten. So both legs are bending and then straightening. The knee is getting close to the mat, but ideally not quite touching. Lovely. Slow and controlled for 10, for 9, for 8, for 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Excellent. Now, bend into the front knee. Find that lunge position again that we were just working with. Left knee stacked above the left ankle. This time, try and keep the hips absolutely still. Straighten the leg and bend. So it's the back leg that's moving. Nothing else is moving. This one's a killer. For 10, you've got this. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Excellent. Step the right foot up to meet the left. Shake out those legs. Whew. I find that one so tough. Let's do the same thing on the other side. Feet hip distance. Step that left foot back. Come onto the ball of the back foot. Right knee stacked above the right ankle. So this one, everything's moving. Bending into the knees. Straightening the legs. Nice deep lunge and straighten. Excellent. Take it nice and steady and slow. We've just got 10 more like this. This is what we're here for, to really work into the legs, work our body, get a little bit of a disruption from our daily work schedules, maybe sitting at the desk too much. For 3, for 2, and for 1. Okay, so we've got that little burner to come. Right knee stacked above the right ankle, bend into that knee. Back leg bends and straightens. That's all we're doing. You've already done 2, 8 more. Try and keep those hips as still as possible. As I get tired, my hips start to move more. If you're really hardcore in this one, you can reach the arms up. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Excellent. Left foot steps up to meet the right. Felt like it wasn't so bad on that side. Circle out through the ankles. Now we're just going to step the right hip open and closed. Again, you can have your hands on the hips, but we're just getting used to opening, closing into those hips. Nice. Same thing on the other side. Five more. Excellent. Lovely. Coming to stillness. Breathe. So we've really gone into it today. Starting to work in hard on those legs. Just breathe. So we're going to come back to that squat position. Feet hip distance apart, hands come into a fist, bending into your elbows here, and then just bend the knees, sink the hips down low. And we're just going to pulse it here. Tiny little movement, just pulsing it here. You've got this. For 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Excellent. Stay low. Just step the feet out wider. Turn the toes out. Same thing again. Pulsing here. Try not to straighten up through the legs. Try and keep relaxed through the face, the neck, the head, the shoulders. For 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Stay low. Keep the right leg bent. Step into a curtsy lunge. Try not to straighten those legs as we curtsy lunge to the other side. Slow and considered. Keep it controlled. Keep the knees bent. Lower the back knee as close to the floor as you can in this curtsy lunge. We've got this. For 10, for 9, for 8, for 7, 6, 5, 4. Why did I say 10? 3, 2, and 1. Excellent. Release. Just release the legs. Maybe start to circle round into the hips a bit. Getting as wide as you can here, releasing into those hips. And then back the other way. Just breathe. Excellent. So, standing somewhere near the top of your mat, we're We're going to inhale, take the arms nice and wide, gaze goes up. And as you exhale, soften the knees, reach forward, fold forwards, hands come down, and step back, finding a downward facing dog. So we're going to carry on warming up the legs here, bending through one knee, then the other. Gaze under opposite armpits. And then just find stillness here. Take your left hand to the outside of the right calf and start to twist and turn the gaze underneath the right armpit. Opening the chest underneath the armpit, breathe. Same thing other side, left hand to the mat, right hand to the outside of the calf, twist and open the chest. Excellent. Release the hand, let's drop the knees down, come up onto your knees and maybe just turn side on your mats. Extend one leg out to the side. Slide the hand down the leg and start to reach. In my case, I'm reaching the right fingertips up and over. So I'm just feeling out a stretch here and I'm breathing. Try not to push too hard into the side of the knee. Your hand is just there for gentle support. And then inhale, come all the way up. Right fingertips down to the floor. Maybe the whole hand comes down to the floor as you reach the left fingertips up. Now you can stay here. You could come onto your toes or you could start to lift the left leg up. Just holding here. Working into the outside of our leg, into the outside of that butt. Now, lower the leg and lift. Lower and lift. Lower and lift. We're just going to do 5 more here. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Excellent. Keep that leg lifted. We're just going to push it back behind us and forwards. Push it back and forwards. Back and forwards. 5 more. If you've got your toes on the floor, you can toe tap, that's fine. Adjust the posture to work for you. Excellent. Keep the leg lifted at the front. We're just going to take little circles forwards. And then little circles backwards. Nice. Now crunch. We're going to bend elbow to knee, extend, elbow to knee, extend. Try not to hit the wall as you do it. For 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Excellent. Release. Coming all the way back up onto those knees. Nice little workout into those glutes. Take the knees wide, bum to the heels. And let's just find a child's pose as we just stretch out here, release, relax. Nice. As you inhale, start to come all the way back up. Bring those knees back in under the hips. Coming up onto those knees. Lovely. So let's start by extending the opposite leg out to the side and then find that nice side stretch. Try and keep the shoulder and the neck relaxed. Couple more breaths here. As you inhale, come all the way up. This time it's my left hand coming down to the floor. Maybe just resting on the fingertips is fine for you. Reaching the right fingertips up towards the ceiling. We're going to start just by lifting up that right leg. Now if you want, you could just have your toes on the mat here. We're breathing and holding. Nice. And then we're going to lower and lift, lower and lift. Lower and lift. For 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Lifting that leg, pushing it back and forwards. Back and forwards. Back and forwards. 5 more. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Keep that leg lifted. Circles. Little circles forward. You can always bring the hand down to the hip. And then circle back. Excellent. Let's crunch. Elbow to the knee. Extend. Crunch and extend. Crunch and extend for 5. Stay strong. 4, 3, just 2, just 1. Excellent. Come all the way back up onto those knees. Take them wide. Big toes touch. Relax. Stretch it out. Just breathe here. Excellent. Inhale, coming all the way up. We're going to take what we call a zigzag pose with the legs. So you've got, if we're sitting facing forwards, let's take the left shin in front, the right shin back behind, and we're kind of making this zigzag shape with the legs. We're going to lower down onto the left forearm if the left shin is in front. You could have the hand lifted up or the hand on the hip, and we're just going to lift the back leg and lower. So we're just finding really like lots of different ways to work into our glutes, the outer, the inner, the abductor, the adductor. We're going to take 5 more like this. And then you know we're going to build on it. Excellent. Now, lift that back leg, tap the knee, tap the toes. Tap the knee, tap the toes. Try and keep your core stable. You can keep your hand on your hip, or you could reach the hand up to make it a little bit harder. 5 more. For 3, for 2, and for 1. Excellent. Lovely work. Coming all the way back up. Excellent. Let's swap the legs around. Right shin forward, left shin back behind you. Coming down onto that right forearm, that zigzag shape with the legs. Hand to the hip or arm is reaching up. And we're lifting up that back leg and lower. Lift and lower. Lift and lower. You get the idea. Starts off easy and then builds. We start to work into those muscles. Really consciously thinking about what your glutes are doing here. Could you be engaging them more? Could you be squeezing them more? We've got 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Lifting the leg, we're going to tap the knee, tap the toes. Tap the knee, tap the toes. Core is really engaged, just sucking the belly button in towards the lower back. We're not slumping down on our shoulder. We've got 5 more here. 3, 2, and 1. Excellent. Coming all the way back up. Nice. So keep this position with the legs, but I'm just going to swivel round so I've got a little bit more space on the mat. And then start to bring the hands behind the back, lift up the knees, twist one way, coming all the way up, twist the other way. So we're getting some nice opening, internal, external rotation in the hips. Lovely. And then bring the right knee back. Come up so that the fingertips are either on the right shin or in front of the right shin. And see if you can start to walk the hands forwards. And we're just going to stretch out here, maybe coming onto the forearms, maybe elbows, maybe head starts to come down towards the mat. Inhale, come all the way back up. And then open up through the knees, through the hips, facing the other way. Fingertips in front of the left shin this time. And just start to come down onto the forearms. Lowering the chest towards the floor, head releasing down. Inhale, coming all the way back up. Excellent. Bring that right leg all the way around. And we're taking a reverse table. So you want to have your feet flat to the floor, bend into the knees, hands back behind you, fingertips point in the same direction as your toes. Push down through the hands, push down through the feet. And as you inhale, lift up. Gaze goes up. As you exhale, lower down. Inhale, lifting up. Exhaling, lower down. Now, really try and squeeze the glutes as you lift the hips up. And then release as you lower down. Let's take 5 more like this. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhaling. Exhaling. 2 more. Last one like this. And then we're going to lift back up again. Straighten one leg, doesn't matter which. And then we're going to crunch it in and out. In and out. Keep strong through the leg that's connected to the floor. For 5, 4, hips high. 3, 2, feeling it in my hamstrings. 1. Lovely. Same on the other side. Push those hips up high. Crunch, extend. Crunch and extend. We've got this. We can do it. For 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Lovely. Release. Roll down and just give yourselves a nice little hug. Maybe circle into the wrists, squeezing everything out. We're going to come onto our belly. So rock forwards, come to lie on your stomach. Bend into the elbows and just make a little pillow for your head with your hands. Just take a moment here, breathe. Forehead to that pillow that you've made. Maybe the forehead is to the floor and the hands just around the head. We are going to start by lifting, double lift, one leg and lower. So lift, double lift, lower. Lift, double lift, lower. Lovely. 5 more. Try and keep the head and the neck relaxed. Lift, lift, lower. Lift, lift, lower. Lift, lift, lower. Last one, lift, lift, lower. Excellent. Same on the other side. Lift, lift, lower. Five more. lift, lift, lower, lift, lift, lower. 2 more. Let's do 1 more. Excellent, release, just let it go. Take the gaze to whatever side feels good for you. So you know we're building on this one. So the next one, we're going to try and move both legs at the same time. So we're just lifting and lowering. Squeeze the butt as you lift and lower. Really squeeze those glutes for 5, for 4, for 3, for 2, and for 1. Excellent. Relax. Release. Let it go. One more variation. This time, we're going to lift, bend the knees, lift again, lower. Lift, bend the knees, lift again, and lower. Lift, bend the knees, lift, and lower. Just 5 more. Lift, bend, lift, lower. Lift, bend, lift, lower. Lift, bend, lift, lower. Last 2. Last 1. Excellent. Release. Release the arms beside you. Just breathe. Nice work. We're going to come onto our back so you can roll over or push yourself up and then come to roll back down. Whatever makes most space so that you can still see your screen. Pushing the lower back into the mat, have a bend in the knees, soles of the feet to the floor, and just try and touch the back of your heels with your fingertips. Push the lower back into the mat as you start to roll all the way up, and then roll all the way down. Rolling all the way up, and rolling back down. Adding the arms here if you want to create a little bit more instability, which makes the core work harder, but don't forget, really squeeze the butt as you lift it nice and high, and release as you lower. Here we go for 10 more. Try and keep the head and the neck still. We're about 5. For 3. For 2. And for 1. Nice. Just check that your heels are still close enough to be able to touch the back of them. Roll back up into your bridge position and cross your right ankle on top of the left thigh, opening up into those hips. Hip stretch, but also we're going to work into the glutes as you lower and lift, lower and lift. Excellent. For 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Lower the right leg down, straight into the other side. Left ankle on top of the right thigh, lower and lift. Squeeze that glute. We can get a little bit lazy with the glutes because we don't have to use them actively all the time. So sometimes we have to really turn them on for 4, 3, 2, and 1. Excellent. Excellent. Releasing down. Unhook the ankle. You can just windscreen wiper the knees left to right. Awesome work, guys. Really thanking your incredible body for everything that's achieving for you. Not quite finished yet. Bring those knees back to center, feet back to center. Check, you can still touch the heels with your fingertips. Roll up, chest to chin. Now, we're going to open the knees and close, but keep the hips lifted. Open and close. So if you're used to working with a resistance band, this is a really common one. You don't need to have the band. We can just do it with our own body, opening the hips, bringing them back in. Maybe rolling onto the outside edge of the foot for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Excellent. Rolling all the way back down. Bring the soles of the feet together. Open the knees out wide to the sides of your mat. Just breathe here. Just relax and let it go. We've got one more little blaster to go and you have made it. So let's bring the knees back together, roll over onto the right hand side. We're going to prop up the head with our hand, have a bend into the knees. Now, left fingertips can be on the floor in front of you, they can be on the head, or they can reach up towards the ceiling. Also, if you prefer, you could have your head resting on your bicep. Just see what feels best for you as we extend both legs out away from the body, lifting them up off the floor. Lower leg drops and lifts, drops and lifts, drops and lifts. For 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Excellent. Now we're going to scissor. Use that core. Keep you stable as you scissor through those legs for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Excellent. Bring the feet together, open the knees and extend. I kind of like, think of these as little froggies. Bring the feet in, extend, open the knees as they come in for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Keep those knees open. We're just going to open and close. Remember, hand can be on the top of the head or reaching up towards the ceiling. Try and keep both legs lifted so it's extra work onto your core. You might want those fingertips on the floor for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Excellent. Extend the legs again. Keep the right leg lifted, the bottom leg, and then just tap the left foot up and over. You've got this. We're doing it for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Excellent. Release. Release all the way down. Just let the posture go. Breathe here. We're going to do the same set on the other side. You're on the home straight. Then we're just going to stretch out into the legs a little bit. So I'm spinning all the way around, coming onto the left hand side. Remember those hand options with the head. You've got those hand options with the right hand side as well now. We're lifting both legs and we're going to lower the bottom leg and lift. That's all that we're doing here, keeping the core engaged. For 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Excellent. Scissoring the legs here, forwards and backwards. For 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Excellent. Feet together. Come in and out. In and out. Use that nice mobility in your hips that we've also been working on for 5, 4, 3, 2, And 1. Excellent. Extend the legs away. Left leg stays lifted. Right toes now tapping forwards and back. Keep that bottom leg lifted as high as it will go. For 5, you've got this. You're incredible. For 4, for 3, for 2, and for 1. Excellent. We've made it. Release. Just let it go. Completely relax on the mat. Breathe. Super intense on the legs today, so let's just stretch it out. We've got a few more moments. We're bending into the knees, feet to the floor. Hook the right ankle on top of the left thigh. Maybe you just push the right thigh away from you, or reach down, grab hold of the bottom of the left thigh and hug it in towards the body. If you prefer, you can extend the left leg up towards the ceiling. Just see how it feels. Excellent. Release the foot, unhook the ankle. A left ankle on top of the right thigh. You can stay here, pushing the thigh away, or take both hands underneath the right thigh. Hug the knee in towards the body. Relax the head and the shoulders. Breathe. Releasing the right foot back to the mat, unhook that left ankle. Just windscreen wiper the knees from side to side. Bring the knees back to center, hug the right knee in towards the body. Just give it a nice big squeeze and then extend the left leg away from you. Let's take it into a twist by bringing the right knee across the body, up and over to the left-hand side. As you release the right fingertips away from you, just settle the shoulder down towards the mat. Doesn't matter if it doesn't make it. Just finding this twist. Inhaling, coming all the way back to center. One final squeeze of that right leg in towards the body and then extend it away from you. Same thing on the other side. Left leg comes in towards the body. Nice big squeeze. Knee to the shoulder. And then take the knee across the body, finding your twist. The knee comes over towards the floor, maybe resting on the floor, the hand, the fist. Left fingertips reach away, left shoulder softens towards the mat. Inhale, coming all the way back up to center, giving the knee a nice little squeeze in towards the body. Extend the leg away from you. If you're feeling energetic, flex the toes up towards the ceiling, reach the arms all the way up above the head. Take a nice deep inhale, and as you exhale, sit all the way up, touch your toes, and just come to a cross-legged position. Final little stretch, sit up nice and tall, start to reach forwards, lean forwards. Stretching out into the outside of those hips, and as you inhale, come all the way back up, cross the legs the other way around. Same thing, reach forward, fold forwards. And then inhale, coming all the way up. You have made it. Well done. Awesome work, guys. Amazing for finding this time to practice, whether you joined us live at 1 or whether you found some other time in your day to practice. Awesome work. Keep checking back in. Weekly videos uploaded 1 o'clock every Wednesday. Hopefully see you again soon.